I'm Dr. George Flynn, and you're watching In-Depth TV. Today, we're going to talk about something that will change the life of everyone around you. Something that you can do that will change other people's lives that really doesn't cost you anything. Well, let's see what that could be. How about being more friendly? And you say, well, I'm friendly as can be. And if they don't like it, you know the attitude. More friendly. It would help our neighborhood. It would help our workplace. It would help our schools. It would help our city, county, state, United States. Everyone being more friendly. You say, well, I'm just one person. What can I do? Well, you can do a lot. And you can be an example. You can be a light of friendliness. How do you do that? You say, well, I'm as friendly as I know how to be. Well, let's see if you are. If you are, that's great. If you've got some areas you can improve on, that's even better. So I'm not trying to find you as being the most friendly person alive in the free world today. I'm trying to find you areas where you can be a little more friendly. These are areas you may not even have considered. First thing, do you go around acknowledging people? Do you let people know they exist? Or have you ever been in a place and you felt invisible? You felt like nobody knew you were there. They weren't acknowledging you. Well, let's you be the agent, the element of change, where you're the one doing the acknowledging. You're not looking to be acknowledged. You're looking to acknowledge other people. And you say, well, how do I do that? Well, if you're walking down the street or walking down the corridor in a business or anywhere, walking into a restaurant, and you see someone, make quick eye contact and say, hello. Just raise your hand up like that, or just some nod of the head. And that acknowledges them. One of the best ways to acknowledge someone is to smile. Just smile at them. And even if you'll get into feeling better about it, but even if it's a fake smile, like that, that's a fake smile. That's the posing, say cheese smile. If it's a real smile, it'll be like that. That's a real smile versus a fake smile. And you know what a fake smile is. You've done it before. And if you'll give them a real smile and you'll just say hello, or you'll just nod, or you'll just wave your hand like that. And as an aside, why do people wave their hands like that? In the old times, real old times, people would wave their hands to because most people were right-handed, they would wave with their right hand to let someone know when they were approaching them they didn't have a gun or a weapon in their hand. This is a long, long time ago. You would wave and it would let them know there's no weapon in their hand, and now it's become a hello, a friendly greeting. So you might just, a quick wave, a little bit of eye contact, just smile and acknowledge that person exists. That's all you got to do. That's number one thing, and that covers a lot of it. So what are some other things you can do? You can have a short conversation. And by a short conversation, I mean you say, hi, how are you? My name is, give him your name. What's your name? And then you leave, nice to meet you. Now this is when you're in a gathering. It's not on the elevator, it's not walking down the street, it's not, you just say, hi, if you're at a gathering and people are milling around. Hi, I'm George, or whatever your name is. What's your name? Nice to meet you. And then move on. Short conversation that acknowledges people, that shows you're open, and that shows they exist, and you want to meet them. You're interested enough to take a few minutes out and get their name, and you sort of learn their name. All right, so you've done a short conversation. The other thing is, don't blow people off. Don't do that. And by that, I mean if someone comes up to you and says, hi, and sticks out their hand, don't turn around and walk away. You say, well, who would do that? Well, a lot of people do that. And if you're the one that ever does that, that is rude and offensive. Don't blow people off. Because it's basically you're telling them you don't mean enough, you don't amount to enough in this world for me to take 5 seconds and say hello to you. That is not a good message. And that's the reason for a lot of problems in the world. People don't feel acknowledged. They don't feel cared about. They don't feel significant enough for someone to take just a few seconds to shake their hand or to say hello or to give them a fist bump or do whatever you want to do. Just let them know they exist, they are valuable, and they are worth your time just taking a few seconds to say hello. Your body language. What is your body language around people? Well, we all know body language, or do we? What is your natural body language? Is it folding your arms and having your shoulders up high like that? Or is it relaxed with your arms uncrossed and open with your, not crossed your arms, open? Now, people may be in a gathering, and they may have their arms folded. They may be cold. They may be freezing, so they fold their arms to get warm. But a lot of people fold their arms, and that's a physical barrier between you and them to, for you to stay away from. That's a body language kind of thing. So remember, unfold your arms, stand straight, and smile. And that body language will say, I am open to talking to you. I am open to conversing with you. And the first thing when somebody starts conversing with you, don't turn around and have one foot gone and have you looking back at them like, that means I'm leaving. I'm going to talk to you for a second, but I want to leave. That's bad body language. And we all know good body language and bad body language. You really don't have to study it. It's innate. It's one of those things that you're born with. You understand it. What about inviting people to coffee? What about inviting people to just do something very rapid with you? Just say, okay, let's go get a cup of coffee. That lets people know you're interested enough in them to say, let's spend 10 or 15 minutes together talking, and the coffee is the excuse. Maybe you really want a cup of coffee, but maybe it's just an excuse to get to know them a little better. Now, we're not talking men and women. We're talking men and men, men and women, women and men. These are just people. This is saying, let's go get a cup of coffee. I want to hear more about your business. I want to hear more about your family. I want to hear more about your kids. And make sure that you do, when you're having that coffee, you do listen to that. Don't try to sell them something. You are in there to try to tell them you're a worthwhile individual. Nothing to gain out of it. You just want to get to know them a little better. Now, we get down to a little bit of a conflicting situation. It's always said people like personal contact. A shake of the hand, even the double handshake where one hand is here and the other hand is shaking their hand. A tap on the shoulder, but that's as far as it goes. A tap on the shoulder, the forearm, just this area of the body. Do not go any further. I don't care who it is. Just make sure that personal contact, if they're open to it, if they're like this, don't make any personal contact. Respect their wishes. Respect them. And you can tell by just talking to someone for a minute or two that they either want to get to know you or they don't. If they don't, it's okay. Do not take offense. You have put it out there. They may not have heard this talk. They may not have seen this TV show. You have put it out there. You have said, I would like to know you. Then if they reject you, that's okay. You've done your part. You know, and I'll tell you this, if they reject you, you've lived a long time not knowing them. You're going to live a lot longer whether you know them or not know them. So don't take rejection personally. Maybe they're afraid you'll reject them, so they're rejecting you first. That kind of stuff happens. Genuine feelings. Express genuine feelings to people. Make sure that they understand that if you're happy, it's genuine. If you're a little bit sad or lonely, it's genuine. Go ahead. Be vulnerable. Now, I mean be vulnerable to the point that you can, tell them a story of your life that leaves you open to criticism. If they criticize you, so what? You didn't know them beforehand? You know them for 5 or 10 minutes? They're gone. You can either continue with the relationship or never have to see them again. Make others feel easy. Make them feel accepted. Now, if you're with a group of people and you see someone come in the room and you motion to them, come on over here, join us. Bring your dish of food, or if it's a party, or come on over here, get in this conversation, and be the one that is inviting people in rather than excluding people. Now we're talking about being friendly, remember? Friendly. You're bringing people in, you're making people feel included, not excluded. Make others feel accepted. They're accepted just because they're there, just because they're at the event, or they're at the workplace, or they're at the church, or wherever it is. Make sure they know they're accepted. Offer a compliment also. And I mean a true compliment. Don't make up something. And don't tell them something that you don't really mean. Like if you like their haircut, tell them you like their haircut. If you don't like it so much, don't say, oh man, I like your haircut. Don't say that kind of thing. It's okay to not like, you don't have to mention it though. It's better to not mention it. If you can't find something generally and genuinely to comment on that's good for them, you can say, man, we're having some great weather, aren't we? Or, man, I remember when so-and-so, and remember a nice time, and just make a general positive comment. And remember, you need to tune in to others' emotions. If you find them, and you can tell when you come up to them, if they're down, don't come up with a joke. Meet them on their level. Meet them wherever they are, and then bring them up. Don't have if they're down here emotionally and you're up here, you come down here, meet them right here, and bring them up emotionally. So those are just some of the things you can do. One of the last things you can do is if they tell a joke, laugh at it. Whether you want to laugh at it or not. You laugh at their jokes because they went out of their way to tell you a joke, what they thought was a joke. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel accepted, and you will become one of the most friendly people in the whole world. I'm Dr. George Flynn. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.